Hempel's Raven.
Oh, it's Hempel's
Hi,
Raven
Vaughn.
time, everybody. Hi, Vaughn. Hi, YouTube. How you doing? We're going to go ahead and talk more. It's Umineko time, baby. It's book club. We're doing book club. I'm really aggressive today. So I wanted to say before we get started, Jan, this is the part where we have an argument about George and Shannon. So, George. I'm kidding. I did want to say before we get started that there might have been some contention about that stuff, and I'm not going to have that talk. We're not going to talk about it. It's totally like I don't want to call anybody out. Like I don't want to be combative in that way. This is a space where we should all feel open and like with talking about this stuff. And I feel like talking about the George Shannon thing until the shoe drops. Like I don't think it's anything useful can come out of that conversation. I also wanted to say real quick, I'm not like. I think I'm getting frustrated purely because it keeps kind of sort of popping up, but that's it. Like, I'm not really like serious about it. It's not like a big thing for me. It's like, I'm confident Ryakishi is going to do something with it. It's just like, this story's really long. So it's taking a while for that to like really kind of go off. So anyway, Jan?
Yeah, Bob and I already had a duel to the death over this, and then we got better.
Yeah. I died, but I got better.
Now.
And Jan did too. Yep. And much like, that was such a good segue, Jan, to talking about our girl. It's Beato time, baby. Okay, so I said it earlier before we started the stream. Episode 3 so far, the first few chapters. I'm just gonna say it. This is my favorite stuff in Umineko so far. Like. We're really like a little less than halfway in. Some of the stuff that happened in the last chapter, which was, if I remember correctly, chapter 5 or 6. Was it 6? Oh, you made it this time, Maddie here. Hi. Oh, did I die? Oh, is Discord fucking up? Oh, okay.
That's fun.
This is going to be very fun to listen back to. I might actually crop this out.
Robots.
They're all robots. So I'll just keep going. Hopefully Discord gets better. Scramble speak. Yeah, everyone. Yeah. I think Discord is taking a big fat shit. But I'll go ahead and say real quick, Umineko, like what we're getting right now is okay. You guys sound better now. Okay. Okay. Discord took a big fat shit, and then yeah, cool. I didn't get any errors on Discord, but we also had a power outage like a couple days ago, so maybe there's some ravens. Like remnants of that. Yeah, too many Raven remnants. Olo, did you want to join the conversation? I'll go ahead and unmute you. Did you want to talk on stream?
Yes, actually. I thought I was going to be much later to this, but things ended a little early, so I was able to get in before 8 at least.
Nice. Well, happy to have you.
Yay.
Olo's here. I'm actually really excited. I really like Olo. Olo's cool. So yeah. No one else is. So, you know, everyone else can leave. It's just me and Olo. Why do I have to be a dick all the time? Anyway, all right. So
I don't know what.
I don't know. That's a conversation for another time. You know, once we finish Umineko, maybe I'll be different. NSA, what's up? So here's the thing. I was saying this before Discord rudely turned me into a robot. Episode 3, chapter 6 did something that I was waiting for a while and for it to happen, and that was for Umineko to really kind of grab me by the throat. And the thing that happened is very, I think it's setting up something. I think I see it coming. I don't know if it's exactly what is going to happen, but if it does, I am fucking here for that shit, y'all. Oh man. Oh man, I can now thank you, Indestructible Cat, for joining with the joke name that I said earlier, which was Hentai's Raven.
Whatever do you mean?
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Umineko, I think I'm starting to get why people are saying that it's like life changing. So I'm really, really excited for where this is going, and also utterly terrified. There is some shit that is being hinted at that is, oh no. And if you watch the VOD, you know exactly when that moment was. Toward the end of my episode 3, chapter 6 VOD, I had a terrible discovery. Or anyway, well, let's stop referring to it like that. Let's get right into it. Let's dig deep into it. Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat. Kate, hello. How are you? Hentai's Raven. Well. Oh, hey, yeah. I'm glad that you are doing well. Sorry, I talked over you. Hentai's Raven, aka Indestructible Hentai.
Hello.
Mel, how are you doing? Olo, how you doing? Oh, Mel went to get food. Okay.
I am doing good.
Awesome. Purpley
I'm
orange.
so tired.
Oh yeah. You'll sleep when Umineko is done. Purpley
I'm
orange.
also tired.
You're tired.
But that's my natural state of things.
Okay. We found out why Kate was silent, and that is because they were busy making that. It's Hempel's Raven, everybody. Rusty Cat.
I am enjoying this section of Umineko. It did psychically kick me in the head a few times.
Yeah, I'm expecting more kicks in the head. Spider-Man, how are you doing this wonderful Monday night?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm hoping for a very lively discussion of characters, and I guess I could go for some,
George and
some
Shannon?
tangents on the philosophical, logistical paradoxes. I can do that, sure.
Sure.
I have a minor in philosophy. I can hang.
Ultimate Trainer.
Hello, I'm begrudgingly doing proofs again.
We're all being... No one does proofs of their own free will. They're always forced to do them. Right, Jan? The witch laugh. Jan, why don't you go ahead and talk to us about what we experienced, because I sure as hell don't know.
Okay.
More maniacal laughing. I love it.
That laugh.
So, all right, here's a little summary for us to work with. So we start off with some kind of, I don't know, visualization, flashback, whatever you want to call it. We're learning about endless magic, and Beatrice looks a little bit different. Did she always look like that? I don't know. Then we kind of go ahead and scoot forward after learning about resurrection and whatnot. We get another, or perhaps, who knows? We get a flashback from a character we know more about. It's Ava. Her life sucked. Fucking sexism, man. Showa era. Not good to women. No rights. Not a good time. She's probably going to be normal about that. Treat everyone else well with that in regard. Try to break the cycle. Definitely for real. Everyone starts clowning on Battler about how he forgot something, how he's saying some cringe shit back in 1980. Go back to the siblings. They're talking about, oh yeah, this Beatrice. She's probably Dad's mistress or some shit. We gotta get on this. We gotta take her down as a team. We learn about something that's probably not really important. Something called Hempel's Raven. It's kind of, you don't even need to worry about it. There's a whole thing about a 19th person. Beatrice. Yeah, definitely 19th person for real. Back into the people talking their stories. Rosa tells us she killed Beatrice.
Mm-hmm.
She died in 1967. Oh, and she's not Kinzo's mistress. That's what she said.
That's what she said. The music
That's what she said.
immediately like went into very
So
ominous
yeah,
mode.
that's we're learning some stuff. We're getting some interesting logic because we're being told that this can counter that, and this is going to be able to prove this, and this argument can be used for that and whatnot. Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask a couple questions first. One, you mentioned Beatrice being different physically. Did we want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes,
Sure.
I do actually in my
Sure.
topic, but I think we can maybe because my topic actually had a little bit to do with both the beginning and the end.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
we can
do we
maybe
have her
just-
sprites so that we can have a visual reference for
Sure, I
that?
can grab that for you.
I'm always
Yeah.
terrified of looking that stuff up on my own.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back, Mel.
Hello.
So, hey, so yeah, so for while that's being looked up, and Beatrice is like a completely different person. It's inferred that she's talking to a younger, I think a younger girl, and we don't really, or it could be just a young person. I don't think there's any like specific like.
She calls her princess.
Princess. Okay.
This is interesting. Is this okay? Sorry, I interpreted
I mean-
this differently when I first read it.
You know what they say
Okay.
about us?
All right. Thank you, Jan. Let's go ahead and get the real Beatrice up here.
You know what they say about assumptions, but I kind of read like the Beatrice we know wakes up from the dream. It's like, oh yeah, I remember my old teacher. So my assumption, I guess, what I feel we're supposed to assume, and also what I feel is going to be subverted in some way,
Yeah.
is that there was a young princess named Beatrice who had, or not even named Beatrice, there was a young princess who knew a witch named Beatrice that was in a castle with a rich grandpa, and not unlike Kinzo. And Beatrice the witch took that princess as her disciple, and then probably some very unpleasant stuff happened, after which the princess took her mentor's name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I got. What I am inferring, what I am assuming is being inferred, and you're right. Like any assumption that we make at this point is probably going to be subverted. That's just the way of the Ryakishi. But what I'm thinking is happening is this Beatrice that you see on screen right here. That's the OG Beatrice. That's the original Beatrice that Kinzo fell in love with. I'm also curious because she is wearing a eagle, the wing,
One-winged eagle on the
one-winged
sash.
eagle sash. It's a sash
I didn't notice
though.
that.
So that's interesting to me because it's not like part of her outfit. That's just maybe, I don't know, maybe a minor detail. Probably not though. But anyway, so if anything, that means that she wasn't part of the family. I think maybe, I don't know. And then she was like, we don't need to go into it. What I'm assuming is this is the OG Beatrice that Kinzo fell in love with. Kinzo, then something happened to her, and maybe she had a daughter. And yeah, thank you, music. And then Kinzo, being a complete fucker, basically grooms the shit out of the Beatrice that we know. Raises her in solitary confinement, essentially. Well, not solitary confinement, because she does have like some servants that are there, I believe. There were other people in this like walled garden that Kinzo erected. Sorry?
She asks Rosa if, I'm sorry, this is just occurring to me, so I need to verbalize it. She asks Rosa if she's the new gardener, which makes me think, what happened to the old gardener?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe, that's interesting. It did happen. I wonder if the old gardener had like objections because with what's happening to young Beatrice, because I can't imagine anyone there being like on board with like what's fucking happening. That's crazy.
If I may make a comment on this as well, so the term that Beato, or if you want to call her that, if we infer that's the case, the small one. The term she uses for her teacher is, I believe, shisho, which is as opposed to sensei. It appears to be more of a literary thing for implying like scholars respected for learning and integrity. At least that's what Wikishinary tells me. I've been looking at a couple different sources to find out the nuance here. You got Tanoshi Japanese, got Jisho and all that. But yeah, it's an interesting choice that I haven't noticed many times before, but maybe I just need to pay more attention.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's some weirds going on here. I'm my review of Umineko. Some weirds going on here. But
Something's off with
that's
this
your
Beatrice.
Goodreads.
something's off. Yeah, that's my Goodreads. That's my. I'll review it like
We
a
also-
Goosebumps book.
We also met a weird guy with a monocle.
Yes, we did. Whose name I forget.
Renove.
Renove.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I
love
shouldn't.
Renove.
I probably shouldn't Google any of that. I was about to.
No.
No, you shouldn't. Although, if you just Google the name Renove, you're more likely to come across one of the 72 demons of the Ars Goetia. Bob, would you like me to read out Renove's entry?
Sure. Also, I thought
Geisha.
you were going to say you're going to find Rule 30. What number is it? 37?
34.
34.
Yeah,
What,
how
what's
do you
rule?
forget
what's-
that?
57?
I'm not a fucking pervert.
I'm
That's
not the
how.
weirdo.
Coming from Hentai's Raven?
That was actually
Yeah,
a
yeah.
trick. That
Coming
was
from the dude who said Hentai's Raven. Yeah.
Hey,
let me
I just
find-
learned about that, and I also just learned about docking and bat winging. So, like, get off my
Okay,
case.
I don't even know what that last
What the-
one
what
was.
the
That's
hell
on entirely you.
All right,
You gotta
here-
tell me
You're
what
making that
that
up.
winging
Here's
is.
Renove.
I'm writing this
Reno-
motherfucker too often.
Renove got
Here we are.
fucked up. Renove got fucked up on my border add-on.
Right.
He looks so fucked up. No, no, I need to fuck.
do to him?
I'm sorry, my filter. Turn off the filter. There. Okay. It smoothed him out in a really weird
Lovely.
way. All right.
like
Yeah. So, if you would like, I can read you the entry in the Ars Goetia for Renove
okay,
here.
you do that, and then I'll read you the entry on bat winging.
Perfectly.
Oh my God.
It's Ars Geisha. Please.
Is that how you pronounce that word? I've been calling those things Goetia the entire
Unfortunately, yes.
life.
What? As far as I can tell, yes.
Aw, man, I've been saying it wrong my whole life. Fuck.
That's okay.
Ars
That just
Geisha,
means you.
man.
That just
Alright.
means you did a lot of self-research. That's what I think.
Yeah, it just means that they never say that in the Persona games or the SMT
Yeah.
games. Anyway, here it is. The 27th spirit is Renove. He appeareth in the form of a monster. He teacheth the art of rhetoric very well, and giveth good servants knowledge of tongues, and favors with friends or foes. He is a marquis and great earl, and there be under his command 19 legions of spirits. His seal is this, etc.
Cool.
I gotta
give
say,
it
like,
a
at
good
least
head.
half these motherfuckers are all about, oh yeah, they teach you some good shit. Oh yeah, this guy is great at science. This guy's great at rhetoric. Half of them are good at that.
I think my favorite
You
is
want that.
I think my favorite is Fornius, who teaches you. He teaches men wise. He makes men wise in the ways of rhetoric, and also teaches them how to set fire to things real well.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Teach me the ways of
Yeah. I
the
got a couple
pyromania.
favorites myself. Yeah.
My other favorite thing about this shit is that like all of them are like both a president and a duke and a marquis.
Yeah.
It's like, how does this work? It's nonsense. I love it. Sorry.
It's like
You're gonna
it's
hear
like
about so
the
many legions.
Disgaea Senate situation.
Yes, absolutely, it is.
All right. Okay. Did we want to go into some of the new reader topics, or did we have anything we wanted to talk about before that?
I mean, I'd like to talk more about your idea that just like this is the first Beatrice that Kinzo fell in love with.
Yeah. That's kind of just how like things are clicking in my head. I don't really. I mean, she was called Beatrice, right? Like, so for me, it's like if you're looking at this purely logically, or not, I shouldn't say that. If you're looking at this without magic involved, to me, that would mean that, like, I mean, Beatrice isn't, like, she's not immortal. And we're definitely talking to someone, but it's like, is this sort of how Battler is having this conversation with himself in his head, and sort of like this is his version of rotating the chessboard or turning the chessboard around? Is like this is the imaginary person that he has built in his head. I also love that we got that. I feel like that's a huge thing. That's kind of someone in the chat said it. I forget who. Yeah, I think it was Maddie Hare. I feel like this is where Ryukishi 07 really starts tipping his hand, and I feel like that. For me, I agree with that, and the reason I do is because of Ava's inner child. Ava seeing her inner child manifested is like that concept applied broadly is what I was going to say. Applied broadly explains a lot of shit. It's like you can use that to explain how Beatrice is being perceived by Battler. You can apply that to potentially a theory that we can talk about where based on events, or if we want to really get into the weeds, one of the most fucked up situations is when it basically Rosa, a young Rosa, finds Beatrice alone at, what's the name of this place again? I forget the name.
Kuadorian.
Say it again.
Kuadorian.
All right, Kuadorian.
Isn't there something that translates to like nine wings or something?
9 birds retreat.
Mm-hmm.
9 birds retreat. Can we just call it that, please? I don't want to butcher the pronunciation.
Kuadorian. It's not hard.
Oh, okay. I can go for it. Kuadorian.
Also, how much do you want to bet one of those birds is Hempel's raven?
Well, we won't know until we eliminate which birds aren't the raven.
It's true. How do we know what birds are which birds? There can't be 2 ravens at all. There's no way. What if there are different colored ravens? Anyway, I'm just all I'm seeing is Jan saying, "Bro gives good servants." Anyway, so young Rosa, finds a young Beatrice, or current aged Beatrice, and oh my god, it's so adorable. Oh my god, I feel like I just want to focus on this and not any of the other darkly like fucked up shit that happens. And just like how fucking adorable they are, where it's just this girl who's like living, the Beatrice, who's just living in this like fucking, like these, Kinzo's kids are already like kind of in their own cages. This is not the music to play for this section, but like, here, what's a better one? Yeah, perfect. Okay. No. What's a good one? What's a happy one? I want to be happy. Well, no. Oh, yeah, that was okay. That was cages? Okay. This one makes sense for
happy.
You talk about children cages, like you sicko.
Yeah, children cages, and so yes,
flesh cages.
Thank you, Kate. No, that's Silent Hill. We don't talk. No, that's let's not cross the street.
It just calls it a flesh cage.
Yeah, no, Beatrice got her flesh cage.
There we go. There, just look at that. Nothing bad happens after this. That's not a homunculus cage.
Flesh.
It's not. No, that is a real person. Why? No. It's bad. So, was that? Let me guess. Was that iCat?
Yes.
Of course it was. Of course it was. You know, it's iCat when when they are trying to like fuck up the conversation, to throw wrenches in it with the logic. Oh, but what if it's not the way that you think? Because that's more entertaining to me. That's you. That's how you sound.
You
sound mad whimsical, iCat. I want to hang out.
I sound like an 18th century jester. Yes.
That's what you are. That's your oeuvre.
It's your role.
It's your role in this. Yeah. Which raven are you,
I just
motherfucker?
made a realization.
What's that?
Bro.
Hempel's raven is stupid.
Zoom in on the middle of that ribbon right there. You see that red? See that red?
Yeah.
Hypothesis.
Oh, shit. Well, when you're right, you're right. All right, let's play Silent Hill 1.
Yay.
Pengy. Oh, man. Why can't Beatrice just have good things? Why can't...
No, she got to see the ocean.
Fucking Christ, iCat.
All right, booting iCat from the call. Oh my god. Oh god. That fucked me up. Okay, so yeah, Rosa and Beatrice meet. Rosa's like, "Oh, hey, this is weird." Okay, so what I was saying was like, Kinzo's kids already are kind of cut off from the outside world. They already are in cages of their own. But then one of those caged kids who is like being stressed out by her mother and presumably father about like all of the expectations put upon her because her older siblings are just better than her in like so many different ways. And so she just decides, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to go walking around on, I remembered it until I didn't. Island.
You know what's interesting about her?
Rokkenjima?
She's the
Rokkenjima.
only one of those, of the four, she's the only one to be born and grow up on the island from birth.
Oh.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting. So yeah,
Children.
Do we know if she's? Sorry. Do we know if she's left the island between? I mean, I guess like, surely she's gone to the mainland, right?
Well,
do
I
we
mean, Jessica
know if
has
she,
to
do you know
leave
if
to go to
she's a
school.
Democrat or if she's left or
It did say that she had a tutor.
That's not what
but
I-
That doesn't necessarily mean she's being homeschooled.
That's a good point.
Okay.
But then again, it was the 60s, so who knows what the
Yeah.
schooling system was like in
Right,
the neighboring
yeah.
area.
So she's adorable and very she's just like fuck this, and so she walks in into Rokkenjima. Just I forget her exact logic, but basically she was stressed out and she was like, yeah, I think there was a line about how like the fight, flight, freeze, and so she was fighting or thinking that she could only fight and freeze, but then she decided to flee, and so she realized that she could just run away. And so she did. So she ran away into the island.
It's hard to run away from home when you're on an island.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when the island's gigantic and full of trees and apparently has a whole ass other mansion in the like smack dead center of it, there are ways to get out of there, and that's what she did.
Is it gigantic? I feel like we were told that it's like 1 kilometer in like
No, it's 10
around-
kilometers around.
10 kilometers.
10.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the
That's pretty big.
vibe. But yeah, for a child walking, yeah, that's
For a child, yeah.
that's immense. So, and definitely like it's one of those it's big enough to get lost in, and I think that was the big fear for the kids at a certain point, and that was the big
when
fear
you got,
for
like-
Rosa at the beginning.
When you got uncharted roads, it's everything is it's bigger. It
Mhm.
feels bigger.
And I really like the reveal that there is this mansion, because it plays into, at the very beginning, there was some lines about how like, yeah, if you walked off the path, it's just forest. And like, we're so used to thinking about the world in terms of how we have like sort of cultivated and made it civilized, but there is untamed territory out there where as soon as you walk off that path, you're lost. And like, so playing with that actually there is a part in there that has been civilized, but it's being purposefully hidden from the outside world. And so in this way, that's what Beatrice, there she is, tea party, black tea, yay, delicious. So she is, again, music not really working for me right now. So what happens is Rosa finds her. She finds the Kuadorian, and she finds the gates, the massive gates that she cannot climb over, and she can't fit through the bars. So she decides to like walk around, and she finds a gap in the bars, squeezes through, and finds our girl, who is completely different than the Beatrice we know and the Beatrice we met at the beginning of the episode 3. And she is a delight. And so Rosa basically says like, hey, you want to come home with me? And Beatrice is like, yeah, I think I'd like that. What's a zoo? Let's go to a zoo. And they're like, oh yeah, they got a bunch of animals in there. You don't have to worry about wolves. There are no wolves in the forest. And she's like, it was so adorable. She was so hung up. Like, she was sold such a bill of goods about there being wolves, and you shouldn't go past the gate because you will get killed and mauled by wolves. And so she will not drop it. It's like, but you got past the wolves, right? The wolves didn't give you any trouble? And Rose is like, there were no wolves out there, dog. Like, there's nothing. Like, It's fine. Like we can just go. So anyway, they leave the island and they go and see a zoo, and then they go to an aquarium, and then the game ended. I thought, it was pretty good. It was pretty short, but like, I think the moral of it was like, make friends with, everybody. And wolves
the
are
main
cool.
chapters are just like her listing off every animal she saw at the zoo.
The credits of her, like in CG scenes like this, going up to cages with animals in them and pointing at them. Also,
I'm imagining the ending result. Maria went to the zoo and saw a polar bear. Kumasawa went to the bear and went to the zoo and saw a giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
I do say this, like this is genuinely like what I thought when I read it, and I don't say this, I really hope this doesn't like derail things. I just hope that people are just like, oh yeah, maybe there's something thematic there. Episode 2 started out with a trip to the aquarium.
Yep. I connected that after the stream, and I was like, is that? I wonder if that means anything, and it probably will, but I also think it's interesting because like Shannon was involved with that. So like,
And George.
Yeah, George too, but who, I do my best to forget about that.
We're not doing this. We can't do this.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Whenever I think about the aquarium and other places like that, it actually, the original backgrounds really mean something to me because those are photos that Ryukishi and his team took themselves. They went there themselves and took those pictures.
Wasn't that the same with Higurashi, like the town?
Yeah, I've actually got a video up of a walk around Shirakawa-go right now, just as something for the background. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Wasn't it him and his brother?
That sounds right.
Was his brother or his writing partner?
I thought it was his brother.
BT?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just went to an aquarium with a camera.
Oh no, I meant for Higurashi. But anyway, we don't need to get hung up on that. So, what I just told you all was a dirty lie. It turns out that the thing that I predicted would happen happened, and I got really sad about it. What was that, Olo?
It's hard to climb down cliffs in a dress.
Sure is.
So, yep.
I like that just before it happened, they were talking to me like, wait, that's a bunch of mammals and birds in an aquarium. Do they even have fish?
yeah. Beatrice was like, okay, so like a whale. Whale's a fish, right? And Rose is like, actually, I think they're mammals. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, what about dolphins? I think those are mammals too. Hey, what about? And then that was the direct quote, by the way. Wasn't me. That I played an MP3 file.
I did really love how Rose is like, yeah, I think we can make this, and just genuinely did just like, oh right, she's wearing a dress. She's wearing this ornate dress. Fuck. Oh god.
I love the added layer of that. Of she is blaming herself. She was a child. That is such a fucked situation from so many different angles. She is a kid, and she's probably still blaming herself for that shit. Like,
And despite that, she took the caretaker role in that dynamic, huh?
Yeah.
Well, she sure isn't blaming herself about other things.
Youngest child forced to grow up really, really fast in like the span of 2 hours because she finds a beautiful amnesiac woman in the forest.
I mean, do we think she's repressed it? Because I got the sense repressed memories. It's just there's this whole thing where the human brain can invent like quote unquote repressed memories really easily, which is why recovery memory therapy is so fucking fraught. But I did get the sense that like Rosa has genuinely repressed this and is slowly like realizing that, well, her siblings are all talking about the inheritance and the game theory hot strats for what to do in this situation. Yeah. She's just kind of sitting there quietly being like, oh my fucking god, it was real.
Yeah. I mean, she spent a lot of she has different modes. Rosa contains multitudes. But
Rosa's a land of contrast.
Yeah, she has a couple different personalities that we've seen. One of them is the like fighter that we saw toward the end of episode 2. The one who will absolutely kick the shit out of a demon, who I'm not even entirely sure that was Rosa, but you know, we'll just go with the idea that it was her, because now it fits into another theory that I have, which is that we're kind of dancing around it. Beatrice fell to her death. Rosa was guiding her down down a steep cliff with some really jagged rocks at the edge of a beach. Rosa actually did a pretty good job trying to navigate the island. She didn't at first, but then once she got to the edge and was like, okay, here's a beach, all we need to do is circle around it. We're eventually going to hit like where we need to go. So we then iCat, everything good? Or I'm sorry, yep. Spider-Man?
Yeah, everything's good. Sorry.
Okay, cool. You sounded like you were frustrated that I like interrupted or something. So
no.
check.
That's just.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I was just double checking. So, yeah, they're trying to navigate the island. Basically, Rosa tries to navigate she is a child. I want to stress this. She is a child. She is doing the best that she can with the fucked up situation that Kinzo has like created, because Kinzo very likely has Beatrice at this fucking place at Kuadorian, basically all by herself, for what I can only assume is grooming purposes. Until I will assume that until I hear otherwise. So, basically, trying to bring her down the cliff, and then she in the middle. That was such a fucked up scene, dude. When like in the middle of talking, music cuts out. Beatrice goes, oh, and she's dead. She falls down the cliff, hits some jagged rocks. She is described like, it's really fucked up how Ryakishi writes this, because it's so like real. The way that Rosa is like, the way he describes Rosa, like calling out for her and like blaming Beatrice for missing like a rock because she was wearing a dress, and kind of like chastising her as she is actively dying. And but
Didn't I
also
tell you to be careful?
But he also puts in there that like, of course I would do, that's the kind of thing that a child would do, because that's the childish way of thinking. And then he describes Rosa going up to Beatrice, who is bleeding out, who has a carpet of blood under her, I think is the word.
Oh, she didn't go up to her. She was seeing this from a distance.
Oh, but I thought she was described as like running away. So
but I thought she just ran away from the cliff, that she saw all this.
I thought she was running away from the corpse, that she went down to it. I didn't know how high they were up.
The manga has her down on the beach.
Yeah, I thought I saw something with that. Oh yeah, was that the manga that I saw?
I think she says that she like tries to do something to like wake her up later on, and so she has to get close enough to like actually check the body out, and she's going down the cliff anyway. It makes sense to me that she checks on her at least a little. Yeah,
I would assume that, but you're correct in saying that though, iCat. I can't tell if you're jester fucking me, or if like that's a new word I just made up. You can use it if you want.
I will.
You got to owe me though. It's trademark. Yeah, I don't know if he's jester fucking me or not. Or they. I keep fucking that up. I'm sorry. So iCat's a fucker. 1. 2. No, I'm kidding. Like, I feel like I need to get to the bottom of this now and see if Rosa actually got to the bottom of the cliff. Because if Rosa didn't see, there's no way Beatrice is still alive with like a fucking gaping head wound.
It is definitely dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. Okay. So yeah. So now we're at the part where I kind of where my theory comes in, which is Rosa is described as running away, and then Beatrice sort of manifests and goes like, "Oh yeah, my homunculus. Yeah, that thing's totally dead. But I've been freed of my flesh prison. So, hey, all's well that ends well." And then it like entirely focuses on Beatrice. And to me,
I got the quote here.
Go for it.
It says, I spoke to her. I shook her, but she refused to respond.
Shook.
Not even a blink. No,
Yeah.
she wouldn't even close her eyelids.
That's a classic iCat gesture fuck.
Mhm.
Sorry, I just heard Spider-Man just go.
Yep.
Yep. Nope.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Full of those, aren't they?
iCat and
The
Spider
old
Man
Jester
enjoy
fuck,
my.
seen it a million times.
Hey, you know, and every time let me know because whoever did it, they owe me money. Anyway, so yeah, it's really awful. But my theory is that was when she was described as running away. I think that's Rosa running away in her mind. You know what I mean? Like kind of retreating from what is happening and almost manifesting Beatrice within herself to make it so that I don't want this. I don't know. It seems kind of rote, but it also really works for the story and also has incredibly fucked up ramifications or implications for later on. But is Beatrice Rosa?
Go ahead.
Is that a possibility?
Oh no.
Well, like I said earlier, she was born on the island, and the kids were told, oh, there's wolves in the forest, don't go in there. And I believe Bantha was also told the same story, but so that she wouldn't leave her tiny little cage.
Yep.
No.
And something that you said about you weren't sure whether she was running in reality or running in her mind. It's a very stressful situation. Who knows what she was doing in the physical reality if her mind was distancing herself from what was going on at the moment.
Yeah, and I think when shit happens like that, there's a part of you that is always kind of there. But
when you say is Rosa Beatrice, are you like positing that Rosa, unlike her siblings, was raised in this hidden mansion and later integrated? Okay.
No. What I'm saying is everything up until what happened in Beatrice dying is all like it all makes it all kind of works out in the way that like Kinzo kind of created this situation where Beatrice is essentially the original, the OG Beatrice.
We got to specify Beatrice as every single time. Which Beato are we talking about? In what context? You know.
Beato Prime and
gray-haired Beatrice and blonde Beatrice.
Grayatrice.
And then there's
OGatrice.
And then there's Suit.
Sure, that's something.
Yeah,
Suit
you can say just I don't know.
Beatu,
Since she's from the
Beatuna.
You can call her K Beatrice.
I like OG Beatrice.
I don't know what that means.
Prison Beatrice, Homunculus Beatrice, Hat Beatrice.
Yeah. There's the upper layer one. There's the teacher one. There's
how about
the one
teacher?
that Rosa met.
Because she is explicitly like a teacher in that scene. So teachertress.
Okay.
So teachertress, I believe, is the OG version of what we know as Beatrice. And part of the thing that makes it complicated to talk about is that there is a concept of Beatrice that's being like sort of doled out in this story, and part of that has to do with Kinzo. I think Kinzo,
the legend of the Golden Witch.
Yeah, and I also think that he's doing it. I mean, he probably found out that Beatrice died, and so I think he probably carries a lot of regret about that. Which now is even more fucked up because it's like regret that he got his groomed version of Beatrice killed, and it's like, ugh. But then again, he might. Well, no. God, I don't know.
You know, she did say that she sees him as a father.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I'm saying like maybe I was applying too much because Kinzo was saying like, did Kinzo explicitly like say anything about wanting to have sex with Beatrice or like pining physically for her? Or was has he always been like, I love her, I want her back?
I feel like embracing or something might have been in a previous.
Yeah, but embracing could just be hugging.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think there's a platonic way of saying that you own someone from their hair to their toesnails. I don't think that's
Yeah,
platonic.
Yeah.
True. All right.
He
well,
hasn't been like explicit, but it's not unreasonable to read it in there.
yeah. So I guess there are a bunch of different ways to read that, but for the purpose of this theory, let's just go ahead with Kinzo's a omega massive fucker who created this situation where he would basically try to recreate Beatrice, Teachatrice, with Beatrice, because he loves her, or he just, I'm not entirely sure. It might be a cloning thing that we were talking about earlier, because apparently cloning it became a thing around this time. Or not cloning, but like, what is it called? Like,
IVF.
Yeah, I guess IVF would be the closest thing to it.
Test tube babies.
Yeah, something like that. So
yeah, she did say that she was born in a test tube as a homunculus.
Right.
Cage of flesh. Normal way to say it.
Right.
Built by a human.
Yeah.
I will say, just pointing out here, that I think that is also drawing a parallel with the classical idea of the homunculus, which is the spirit of the flask. That translates to something
Dwarf
like that.
in the flask.
Dwarf in the flask. That's it.
Yeah. So definitely
It is alchemy, yes.
Yeah, definitely getting some kind of fucked up vibes there. In terms of all you need for the fucked up vibes are looking at Kuadorian and just this entire area that's hidden away with a wall, a literal wall, like a fucking jail cell, like a gate all around it that makes it impossible for people inside to get outside freely. And it's
if I may quote relevant passage. Milady's soul was shut up in a homunculus, and she was revived into this world, receiving life again as a baby. However, because she was a baby, any professions of love on Kinzo's part would have been quite useless. Followed up by Yorn saying that grandfather shut up that baby in this hidden mansion until it grew to reach the same age she'd been. I feel like the implications there. There's no good way about it.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I think I might be I do this sometimes where I give people, not people, but people as well. But I assume the best sometimes, except when it comes to George. Then I assume the worst. But
you don't chat. I think this guy who's willing to sacrifice his entire family in a ritual might not have the best intentions.
Well, that's the thing that I want to talk about, because I'm very curious how we land on I think Kinzo's a fucker, but I also think that he's trying to make amends by doing what he's doing. And by saying that, I mean I think he's trying to come clean about what he did. And I think we'll get to what he did later. And I think that this story is going to be really focused on Beatrice in a way that I've been so excited to fucking learn about. No one knew about what happened to her. Rose has been carrying that for fucking years, man. That's crazy. And this fucking game where it's the
19, I think.
My God, was she 19?
Something like that.
How old is she
No,
now?
no, it was 19 years ago. She was at max 14.
I just think about the body out there.
Yeah. Someone had to have found it, right? There's
Kinzo,
no way that
Kinzo definitely found it. Kinzo had his servants scour the
The seagulls.
Yeah, maybe they picked it clean.
Not the seagulls.
Oh, the seagulls were picking her. Oh no!
That's where they cry.
No, that's where they're crying. Oh my God, I didn't even. Oh no, fuck! This is so fucked.
Seagulls aren't really scavengers, but
when they're hungry, make any animal hungry enough, and they'll be a scavenger. Is that a thing people say? I just whiffed that up out of my butthole. Anyway, so yeah, Kinzo fucker maybe assumed too much good in that dude. I mean, there's no way to get around it. Dude groomed. Dude's a groomer. He groomed
it's fair
Omega, the worst fucking holy fucking shit. This guy sucks.
Yeah, when you raise him from infancy, there's nothing more vile.
I think it's fair to try to find a non-adversarial read, but like in this case, no matter how hard you try, you will not find that. You
Yeah,
will not
no,
find
yeah,
a version of him that's not vile.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you want
interested.
Maddie
a
here.
bit of a
Maddie
time-
here. Someone needed to cry for her.
if
Why are you
wanted,
laughing? That's beautiful. Fuck you. Your jester fucker ways. God damn it.
Fix your jester fucker heart.
No.
That's what we expect from Hentai's Raven.
If all hentai is, but anyway.
And there is no more Raven.
God, were you gonna say something?
Oh yeah, right. No, I was. What was I trying to say? Right, that when I got to the section, one of the things I remember thinking about was like, okay, so clearly there are servants taking care of this place. So
Yes.
who was in on it?
I mean,
Which servant is in on it?
Yeah, and that's like the new gardener, like implying there was an old gardener, like Spider Man was saying. Spider Man, you said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
like,
was me.
yeah. I was just making sure.
No, sorry.
That was me. Hey. But like
I'm the new gardener guy.
It's me.
Hey, it's a new garden over here. Who needs some
I'm
gardening?
coming into this Kuwadorian place.
Is that what we think? What's his name? Starts with an R. The new guy with the monocle. Renove. Do we think
it's me, Renove? I'm
Oh,
putting some
Renove
furniture over here.
Renove's
Bible.
voice is like smooth. Is like smooth honey and fine wine. I love that man.
He did confirm in red that it happened.
And that's why I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
I guess he knows. Meaning, was he Beatrice's personal servant, or like it was at least on the property of Kuwadorian? I think that signs indicate yes.
Currently in Purgatorio, he is Beatrice's servant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's even possible that all of the what do they call them? The not
The
demons,
sisters?
the sisters. Yeah. It makes them sound like nuns,
Seven
and they're like
stakes of
Omega,
purgatory.
not nuns.
Yeah, Sisters of the Seven Stakes.
I wonder if there's like an anime about demons who wear nun costumes. I should make that if nobody has ever thought of that before.
You should.
I feel like there's some variant of it somewhere, but perhaps.
Yeah, if it's
There's
got
no-
hentai in it, then your boy Hentai Raven is right there for it. Every time I make that joke, I fucking why do I
wear
keep
nun
confusing
costumes.
Spider-Man and I
No.
can't?
I have to wonder how much.
They don't wear nun costumes in
I just
Bible
think it's
Black, I don't
funny
think.
hearing you say the word hentai.
It is a little
Hentai.
funny.
All right, here we go. ASMR. Hentai. There you go. You're welcome.
I have to-
You can know me.
I have to,
Thank you. Actually, that makes me feel better.
Rule 40, 34,
Oh
37.
my god, you're okay.
I don't know how you can be an internet old head and not know this.
Exactly.
Because I'm not a pervert. Just kidding. Anyway.
Not yet.
You're in
That
the
is
pervert
something that
voice
every
chat.
pervert says.
Oh, that's Hentai's Raven. That like, yeah, who's a pervert? Yeah. If you have X perverts in a room, then that means that there are at least, if you have X people in a room, that means that a certain percentage is a pervert, unless someone's wearing black. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Yeah.
I actually do have a question.
Yes.
When you asked, is Rosa Beatrice, and I want to just confirm what you meant by that, is that the
Blue text
when Beatrice died, Rosa kind of
retreated into
absorbed,
herself.
some memories of Beatrice and kept that as a part of her mind? Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, I think that it was easy for a child to map Beatrice in her mind, and based on what happened, I think that was kind of her trauma response of like running away in her head from the from the fucked up situation, and then that.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
This is a little crazy and also kind of fraught with how it would handle dissociative identity disorder.
Yep.
But what if Rosa is Beatrice is the good witch, which contrasts with the bad witch she is with Maria. When Maria says what Rosa was taken by the bad witch, what if the good witch is Beatrice?
I guess that's probably what Hempel's Raven is pointing out, isn't it? Is like this idea that if there is a bad witch, it might be indicated that there is a possibility of a good witch.
Just to, because Hempel's Raven is going to keep coming up. Hempel's Raven is basically saying, like, with lack of evidence. Yeah.
Let's, Jan, maybe we should just, real quick, I just want to go ahead and confirm. Yes, that's essentially what I was saying, Spider-Man, is like,
okay,
the Beatrice after OG, not Teachatrice, but Beatrice 1, Beatrice Prime, I don't know. The group
Kuadorian Beatrice.
So when
Kuadorian Beatrice dies, then that's when Rosa sort of like takes on Kuadorian Beatrice's attributes.
So when Maria talks all happily about how great Beatrice is, she's talking about her mom.
I think so. Or at least a part of her mom.
Very interesting.
How does that translate to the upper layer one that's playing the game?
But, okay, so this is how that translates. The 19th person that was hinted at existing, who doesn't exist, they actually do exist, but they're dead. And that's the entire idea, the fun formatting of this, where it's like, Kinzo has created a person that does not exist out of a person that exists. And I think that Kinzo trying to inform the kids about this person who existed, I think he was also like, he couldn't be completely forthcoming with that because of all of the baggage that would come with. I think that he was terrified of revealing that to his children and to the world, really. So he was preventing himself from saying all these things that he had to do before he dies. He felt like he needed to get it off of his chest, and the way that he's doing that is with this fucking game, where this chess game of having a certain amount of people getting killed because of, I guess, Rosa. I think they're all kind of going at each other's throats when really Kinzo just wants to unburden his soul with the reveal that he did all this fucked up shit to Beatrice. So the 19th person is Beatrice, but she's dead. But she's still alive in the house. She's still she's alive in every way but physical, I guess. And the way that manifests with Battler is Battler knows that there's this portrait of this woman who supposedly helped Kinzo. And I think that it starts like that. I think it snowballs after that in his mind as this person means something. This person existed, most likely. There's a painting of her in the lobby. There's so much emphasis placed on this portrait. She is probably what's being referred to in the witch's epitaph. So I think that he's flipping the chessboard around to someone who can't play chess, if that makes any sense. And in doing so, he is having a sort of mental battle with this person that he is assuming their moves. He is trying to logic them out. He's trying to figure out why would they be doing these things. And in the process of that sort of logical sort of extrapolation, he is coming to these realizations on his own. And I know that there's magic and stuff involved because of the, rewinding time and all that stuff. But I think that it can also be rewound to a point where none of that magic is actually canon, I guess. That it's all sort of extrapolations of how he's thinking about this whole process. And yes, the music did pick up.
Love it.
Fixing magic that comes up.
Yeah.
How that's explained as remembering how something used to be and still.
I think it would be really fucking cool.
I don't know whether it's actual time travel or whether it is something more philosophical.
Forethought
But
or like, yeah.
The
Of
broken
course,
thing
remembering
remembering
doesn't-
its shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but that doesn't stop it from breaking, of course.
Right. And that's,
Mhm.
I think it would be really fucking cool if that's why Bern Castell is here, the Witch of Fragments. Because if it does break, then at a certain point, maybe we can take those fragments and put them back together. And then we get the full canon run through of what happened. And we learn the true events of what happened.
Character.
She is the Witch of Miracles.
Oh, who's the Witch of Fragments?
Also,
no
her.
such thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We don't
Is the Witch of Miracles. So yeah, I think of her like that because of another game that she was in. But don't worry about it.
I don't think Fragments is part of her official title, but she is referred to in a similar way, I believe.
Yeah, I remember her her character info saying something about that. But anyway, don't
She wanders the
play
fragments.
Higurashi. It's fine.
That's all
Wanders
it
the
says.
fragments. Yeah.
So yeah, does that make sense? And the thing that I was the really fucked up thing that I really don't want to have it's the main reason why I don't want this theory to be true is because if you think about it, there is then a reason why Maria's father isn't in the picture. Because if
I just checked, she is
Rosa-
referred to as the Witch of the Fragments.
that's right, motherfuckers. I'm
Her
right.
official title's the Witch of Miracles.
Y'all doubted me. And I
They
was
have
right. I'm
multiple
kidding.
titles.
I'm
She's
kidding.
referred to as
It's just
Let's
that Witch of-
fucking go.
It's so often that she's contrasted against Lambda Delta as the Witch of Certainty that it snaps into your brain as, oh, that's miracles versus certainty.
I mean, she's also called the Witch of Miracles. She can have.
Yeah,
multiple
yeah,
titles.
that's
Yeah.
why I was fucking around. I didn't mean to. I was just like
in her
kind of.
character bio.
I was popping off, as the kids say. Popping off with the bat wing. Anyway,
You're gonna
so
hurt
yeah.
yourself
Sorry
doing
to
that.
interrupt.
Oh no, it's fine. So yeah, basically the fucked up thing is that it's very possible that the father of Maria is Kinzo. Moving on. So yeah, we wanted to talk about the Beatrice's amnesia. Ultimate Trainer, did you have anything you wanted to talk about with that?
I was just thinking that she might seem like she has dementia, or onset dementia, but thinking about the timeline, she looks way too young to still be.
Dimension.
We do have a timeline that we've
Sure, man.
constructed. Thank you for that, Rusty, by the way. I was helping out with that, but thank you for writing it down.
Oh, very cool.
I remember in Higurashi when the timeline started popping up for that, I needed to parse that out to figure out how that went. So using that,
Oh yeah,
it's
like we
good
tried.
to apply
Yeah.
it now.
We don't necessarily need to like talk through it, but it's very useful reference.
Yeah. I guess we don't need to go through that. Maria's born in 1977. George is born in 1963. Battler is born and Jessica is born 1968. Interesting. 1986, Battler comes back to Murder Mystery Island. Thank you so much for doing this. This is really useful. Great Kanto earthquake
Thank you.
in 1924. Kinzo steps forward and begins making money. Yeah, interesting. All right. Did we want to?
We were just kind of reviewing how the wealth was gathered and when the gold might have been invoked and things like that.
Yeah, there's also like, well, I don't need to get into it. It's just kind of side chat anyway. All right, Ava, gender and child. Olo, did you want to talk about your section here?
Yes. Let's see, just to go into my little bullet points of like teen Ava basically recognizing like the way gender is gender and patriarchy. Like there's better words for what I'm trying to get at, but I'm just gonna go with gender and patriarchy right now. But recognizing the bullshit of gender and patriarchy, but adult Ava mostly conforming. Like she does still like rebel in little ways, like if we want to be like super conservative about it, her wearing pants is like a little bit gender non-conforming depending on like the culture and everything. But and also just her being like a little more, her being very assertive is like a little it tends toward being read a little more masculine, depending on the things. But yeah, basically like how she sees. Yes, she sees the
tattoo too.
the bullshit. Yes, the tattoo as well. And then like gender as a denial or access to power, namely like focusing on the Ushirime headship, how it is something that is granted to you in effect based on your gender and your what's the word when it's like your firstborn son. It's not like
I think it's
patriarchy.
primogeniture.
It's like that one. But it's based on both when you were born and also more specifically your sex.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's earned, even though I don't see why we wouldn't believe Ava's recounting of it. She seems like she would have just been a better head of the family, just like the smarter, more ambitious, driven person. Seems like, I don't know, I would rather have, if I cared about my family that way, my family name, I would rather have someone with like at least a degree of ambition and who is like kind of smart, as opposed to Kraus, who seemed to be like something of a layabout, at least as a teenager.
Yeah. I wonder if, butting in real quick, I have this idea that I'm kind of hoping, this is probably just me being like the oldest of the kids of a family, that I kind of hope that Ryukishi plays a little with how Kraus is being sort of, he's saying a bunch of really mean shit and he's being a fucker, but I kind of want him to be, imagine this situation. I'm just going to throw this out there. What if Kraus knew about all of the fucked up shit that his dad was doing, that he found out at a certain point, and he was basically doing his best to tell Ava, like, you don't want any of this. Like, but Ava was kind of interpreting it as like she wasn't good enough or something. Like, I kind of, that probably isn't going to happen, but because like I think the shittiness of Kraus is a little deep.
The miracle fragment where he's trying to like cut her out for her own good.
Yeah, basically like that. Like, and that would explain why he's kind of a layabout, and that he's not really putting in his all, and he's trying to right a sinking ship. And I think that a lot of the other family are like, oh yeah, it's a sinking ship because he knows that it's fucking rotten. Like the wood is rotten, and because of his dad being a fucker.
I do think it's interesting that when we have that conversation, when he's just saying all this sexist shit to Eva, when his dad comes in and starts saying even more sexist shit and saying that Eva will be disowned, he immediately goes into like her defense, basically, even if it's still in sort of like a "don't worry, she didn't mean that."
Yeah,
way. But
and
I think it's interesting that he
did you notice that Ava like interpreted that like the worst possible way? And don't get me wrong, it does suck. Like what he was doing, it was, it's not a good situation at all. But like he was also like, he realizes that this is like Kinzo is set in his ways and he can make this shit happen and really fuck over Ava entirely and like completely cut her out. But she's kind of focused on like, all these other things, not seeing that Kraus is actually like running defense for her and like trying to be like, whoa, like let's it kind of reminds me of like, actually that's way too personal, I'm not going to talk about that anyway.
But
I was about to dump some Bob Lord that no one wants to fucking hear. Oh my god,
coming at it from an
about the
outsider
trauma
point of view,
dump on y'all. Anyway,
thinking about from an outsider's point of view, not to get into your personal story, but the model of the older sibling as a protector of the other children who are also getting abused, and the dynamics of different ages of siblings.
Yeah, tanking
Which
it.
Which is fun to remember with the end of episode 2 then, with fucking Kraus is bullying a baby, man.
Yeah. That's why, like,
her until she bled.
I need to know how much of this is just like, I just need to know, not that like what's quote unquote real, but like, I need to know how much of this is like in like perspective based, like if people are reading the worst into certain situations or if shit actually went down exactly as it was portrayed. Because if so, Kraus, I don't know. You kind of fucking suck.
One of the only times we've actually gotten that is Ronove saying, a scene similar to this really happened.
Yes.
That's like one of the only times we've gotten that, I think.
Wasn't that this scene here? It's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, that basically happened. Yeah.
It was about Kinzo's
He's doing some
conversation with Theodore and
fucking
Beatrice.
Jonathan Frakes shit.
Yeah.
It really happened.
It really happened.
Isn't there like some
Was not invented
philosophical
by Riker.
idea that like all of reality is like 90% how people perceive it and 10% of stuff that happened in the physical reality?
Yeah, and that I wasn't saying that to discount like perspective, because perspective is very important. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is there any other way to read that? Or is it just straight up, Kraus, you fucking suck? Like, there's no... I'm doing it again, where I'm trying to read the best into people, and like, maybe I'm giving them too much rope.
I mean,
Anyway.
it's
I
Kraus.
will say that
It is Kraus,
even
yeah.
if
It's not
that's not true
Kinzo.
to the story,
It's Kraus.
even if it's not true to the story, that would be like a great fan fiction to write for a different interpretation of things.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
What is
that'll
it,
be
like,
my first fan fiction. What is that, rule 33? Which one's the rule for fan fiction? Is there a rule for fan
I
fiction?
don't think there's a number.
Oh, okay.
That's AO3.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
It's rule 03. Yeah, I did it. All right, y'all. Yeah, sure. It's I need to go to the bathroom. I thought I could make it. I can't. So
Piss,
please,
piss,
I'm gonna leave.
piss,
I'm gonna
piss.
leave. Thank you. I'm gonna leave the chat. Oh, yeah, just like Higurashi. Yeah. I'm gonna do my best Higurashi impression. I will be right back. Please do not get me banned. Continue talking. I will be right back.
Okay.
So we can talk spoilers.
Yeah.
I do have like one more.
All of the non-witches right
I
now.
know. Yeah, like,
Anyway, here's
Should I
all
wait
my favorite
for the
hentai
last,
in a row.
Jesus. No, let's go to the spoilers. Let's go to the spoilers.
Bible Black.
The same thing.
What was it like?
The spoilers.
Oh,
is the
God.
same as the other one.
Exactly. There was one more thing. I'm trying to remember now. Oh shit. Yeah, like I guess we can do this without getting too far in the conversation, but like the idea of like patriarchy and gender being a prison for men as well as women. Like this is admittedly like me on like 20 levels of gender. The like if Kraus was your wife and like what transition have saved her.
Well, so the thing is, of course, there is the notion that gender is a regime, and that effectively these roles are defined by what they don't have. Like women are defined as what they don't get to have. Like just this strict delineation is. I have yet to see an instance where it's not men essentially deciding they don't get to have this, so we have it. They don't get to work in this way so that we can work in this way. And none of it is ever biologically justified, of course. So like it is a thing of monopolizing and centralizing power that's of course done in many different aspects across different vectors, but within gender, of course, it is well, we must concentrate power, so we are denying them the access to education so that they cannot have that power, so that they cannot become independent and therefore stand against us. That is the thing. Like, men will gender unionize in this evil way, essentially.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Hello.
I just got back from the union meeting.
Were you all pissed?
But yeah, it is effectively the same way that the richest people will always act in each other's best interest as a single force. It is the same way with gender. Is the that's exactly it. Thank you.
Where did we go?
Effective.
I was going for
We're
that
getting
long.
back up to Ava.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And I
was
took
talking
control
about how-
to rant.
How dare you bring the conversation back to
No, I
But
we
yeah,
were
like denying
originally
them
talking about.
access, denying women access to bank accounts, to jobs, to education, And even the entire, you could say the Koseki system of, you can only stay in the family register if you don't get married. And then there's a whole thing about getting marked if you're an unmarried mother. And when you marry out, you have to leave your family behind. Literally, in Natsuhi's case, she has not seen them since she's like 17. She's been on this island for fucking decades.
Doesn't she also... Oh, sorry to interrupt. Continue.
No, continue.
Okay, I was just gonna say, doesn't she also mention that, like, she's happier not being there as well? Which is just like, if we have seen how little Kraus seems to value her input at any given moment, like, if this is better for her, dear Lord.
Yeah, there is a lot of people coping with the lack of power they have by enforcing that upon others to try to regain that power. It's real fun. We saw a lot of that with Rosa at the end of the second episode. We see a lot of that within, the cascading violence of gender from Kinzo to Kraus to Ava to Rudolph to Rosa. Great. Oh, and Natsuhi's
We love to be crabs. Love to be crabs in a bucket. But yeah, like I wholeheartedly agree, Jan. Like I want to say like my first topic contribution was about like the origin of the family and like the policing of sexuality as a means of like wealth
and of
concentration,
course,
essentially.
Possessions.
Yes. To quickly get to my final bullet point is just like the idea of betraying your child or teenage self as an adult, if just by the way of becoming an adult. Like that's specifically the read I got from Ava seeing and talking with her teenage self. It's just that she betrayed the former, she betrayed herself as a child. Like it's this thing that I see kind of repeated a lot in like a lot of different places. It's something that I've felt myself. Of just like I feel like I've let the child in me, the former girl in me down in a few ways. But it's just with my own shit, without getting too into it, it's like that's more just like associated guilt from the world. But like with Ava, it's very much this like, oh, I did once believe in this thing of like breaking this system of like not being within this oh god, I'm forgetting the word, like not primogenitor, right?
Well, that is the inheritance system of going to the
Yes,
eldest
that
born
one.
son.
Yes, that one. But like, yeah, like not wanting to be within this primogenitor system, but now, even though I've managed to finagle my way to stay in the family, I am still in some ways like within the system because I didn't fully rebel against it. I'm working within it. I'm managing to get around it a little, but I'm still working within it.
She had to fight tooth and nail to stay in it. Meanwhile, Battler at 12 is like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm leaving this this family register.
Yeah.
Big difference there.
And welcome right back in afterwards,
I mean, to be fair to the Battler here, he was also he did it.
No, yeah, I'm not saying he's wrong to do it. It's just like there is a massive difference in like finding liberation by cutting yourself out of it and finding power by trying to stay within it, however possible. It absolutely would be a different story if Battler were not. Do you think Ryukishi cares about gender and its role in social dynamics?
No.
I don't know.
You're reading too much into it, clearly.
I mean, if it's in there, then it's like, purely like read into. He's never directly commented on it.
No, I've got gender glasses on. I know this.
My gender goggles, they do nothing.
Yeah,
also, I want to real quick point out, ICAT, I wasn't playing on my phone. I was taking care of business.
Like a man.
In the men's room?
for those who weren't catching on, while all the gender talk was happening, Bob was just looking down at something, and I was like, this motherfucker looking at his phone while we're talking about the oppression of women.
I was listening. I was putting food into my calorie tracker. I need a track of food. I'm under calories, but yeah, no, that's a totally valid conversation, and I think that it's exactly what like this. The entire point of like all of these topics are being brought to the fore. I like roughly like what would you say, a third textually of the way through this story. I think it's being set up, guys.
The first 2 chapters.
The
first 2 chapters of this, or the first 2 chapters. Yeah.
That's why I was saying like
of the episode.
Yeah, because I was saying like in terms of the text of the entire like
the
story,
entire
like,
thing. No, you're not.
Like how? Okay, roughly comparatively to answer arcs versus question arcs. Like how are they? Is it 1-to-1 in terms of how much text there is? Is it like
I think they're about equal.
Equal, okay.
Oh, you want to know about the length? The thing that I've calculated for you?
Yeah, you're right. You have the numbers. My bad.
Yeah, hold on.
There's the calculating music.mp3.
So if we're looking at the standard autoplay speed, that's about 77 hours and 30 minutes for the first 4. And then, let's see here, 70 hours and 49 minutes for the second 4.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Roughly similar.
So what would that be like?
You say second 4 and not the final 4.
A fourth of the way through?
I'm sorry, the next 4. I guess you could also think about Tsubasa and Saku and so on as their own things, but the first half and the second half of the core arcs. And we are currently accounting for your progress. Go away, Discord overlay. Counting for your progress. Let's see if I have marked that in for you. We're about 26.98% done.
Okay, so a little over a fourth.
So yeah, I think it's being brought to the fore for a reason. I think that we're going to dive deep into these subjects, and I think we're going to get it because I don't think it's been made explicit yet. Just the way that the like family registry like works. There's been a little mention of it, but like I think it's really important that it needs to be focused on in a way that I think Ryakishi will eventually get there and kind of really highlight it. But yeah, I also think that like there are kind of sort of main characters of each of these episodes so far, and each one has been one of the Ushiromiya women. The first episode 1 being Natsuhi, episode 2 being Rosa, episode 3 Ava, and I think we're going to get a little bit more in episode 4.
In episode 4.
Yeah.
Owen and Kraus, the buddy cops.
So yeah, go ahead.
Mel, I saw that you added a bullet point if you wanted to speak on it.
Oh yeah. First before that, I just like onto your I had this realization as you were talking about your last point of betraying your child or your teenage self. It just reminded me a bit of like, Eva betrays her former child self by like conforming and basically to keep the peace in a way. And that reminded me of like how, Battler constantly looking up to George as the adult, and then, George keeps the peace instead of like getting indignant over things like, Rosa hitting.
Very Silent Hill F as well.
But yeah, I just had like a couple points. This stuff like was kind of brought by others in the discussion already, but just like the idea that, like, Eva has all these like wanting to prove herself and like having the injustice of being seen as unequal for being a woman. Also like, oh, the fact that you're trying to be better is a bad thing. Because that makes you too uppity or whatever.
Yeah.
But despite that, she does like act so hostile and demeaning to the other women who are supposed to be quote unquote beneath her, like the way she treats Rosa and Natsuhi.
Yeah.
I think that's just interesting the way she's not like, again, like crabs in the bucket. She internalized that sort of like misogyny towards others who are her in this fake family system beneath her.
Yeah.
Which is, I think a good contrast of this is seeing how Kirei interacts with Rosa, because you've seen like there have been a couple times where Kirei talks to Rosa specifically. It's like, hey, we should hang out more. I think you're cool. Which, maybe Kiria, maybe if he did found out a bit more, he'd reconsider. But also, I just think that's interesting to think about.
Yeah, and Jan mentioning that thing about Natsuhi like having a completely different experience than Battler with the family registry. Battler wanting to get out, Natsuhi desperately wanting to get in, to the point where she is running defense. I don't know if y'all like noted that she is at every like possibility running defense for Kinzo.
It's funny the way she's like, no, Kinzo wouldn't be like that when all of his kids are all on the same page now.
Yeah, it's like, what do you?
It sounds like that.
And they're also
Well,
not
she
really
would know
listening
best.
to her. Like they're just
She
like
would
kind of
know
blowing
best as
past.
his only real relative, as he said.
Yeah, the only one allowed.
Of course, she would know best.
Allowed to wear the crest in her heart.
Right.
All those guys are just kind of unrelated.
I still say that was a gas leak. My Natsuhi theory is that she's so desperate to believe that the family she's not necessarily given herself to, the family she's given herself to at the cost of her birth, at the expense of her birth family, she has to believe it's noble. She has to believe that there's some higher calling, higher purpose to it. Otherwise, what was the fucking point of any of this?
We love cognitive dissonance.
We love it. It's true.
Well, you mentioned something about Natsuhi wearing the golden crest in her heart, and something else happened with in her heart in this section of chapters where they said that Beatrice might consider herself Kinzo's wife in her heart, and that's just a fun echo. Maybe they're related. Maybe that's just too much connection.
That's a dangerous phrase to use here.
It's
sorry.
No, that's the implication.
No, that's interesting. Well,
Music.
That's interesting.
Music's on point.
That's maybe. I don't know. I am still I mean, like, I'm not joking. I am 100% on board. Be just like, either A, that wasn't Kinzo saying all that nice, saying all those wonderful, nice things to Natsuhi, or it was just straight up a gas leak.
By gas leak, you mean the copious amounts of absinthe.
Yeah, green, that green stuff.
That sticky icky
green stuff.
Happy belated 420.
Gotta bring Kinzo his evil drink.
I do not believe Kinzo is capable of kindness, like on that level. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that, well, I guess we'll see.
It's funny because I said weeks ago, it's just like, I think we're gonna have sympathy for everyone, and it's just like, even Beatrice, and it's like, absolutely.
No,
Beatrice.
especially Beatrice. Beatrice is being built up to be a hugely sympathetic character.
Yeah, and now it's just like, I think we're gonna have sympathy for everyone. Now it's like the cat. It's like even Kinzo. It's like, I don't know how they're gonna make me feel sympathetic for Kinzo at this point.
So
I think
in
that.
Go ahead. In your corner here, the quote from that scene in question was, "His voice was so calm and gentle, it felt like it came from an entirely different person."
There's a that stood out to me, and there's a scene in Higurashi that reminded me of, and I won't say more.
Thank you.
For Higurashi spoilers, but there was that. But there is, I just do not believe that was Kinzo.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It was either sort of Natsuhi's like inner sort of projection what she wanted Kinzo to say to her, or an entirely different person that was literally like wearing like Kinzo. Again, the music. Or an entirely different person who was wearing Kinzo's flesh.
You mean they took
my God, it was his homunculus
off?
It's true. It's true.
Kinzo made his own homunculus. He really is talented.
Well, and that's actually the thing. Is, I mean, Not the Thing, but one thing is just
John
like
Carpenter's The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing. Ex Umineko, hire me, hire fans. Who
Thing
haven't
it
even
was
read the
real?
whole thing.
So here's John Carpenter's The Thing.
Kinzo was never alive. He was actually an alien from outer space.
Kinzo turns around and goes,
I'm just gonna say this.
Fingers grow large.
At the end of montage, where like at the end of like chapter 6, where we're seeing all the characters, when Kinzo's at first didn't have his eyes open, I'm like, that motherfucker's dead already. And then he opened his eyes, and I'm like, oh.
Oh. I think.
Speaking of which, you did have a note about.
Speaking of which.
Speaking of which, yes, there was also that I had on the dock.
Go ahead.
Oh, thought Jan was going to. So, 19 characters, whole lot to keep track of. Might not notice if a few of them are missing, and a few characters were missing from that big, here's where everyone is montage at the end of chapter 6. Maria, Kumasawa, and Dr. Nanjo are nowhere to be seen.
Also, 19. Didn't we get red text that there are 18?
No more than.
I mean, Beatrice is the 19th character, and Beatrice's sprite does show up in that montage. But Maria and Nanjo and Kumasawa do not. And I like your theory that Kumasawa's like sort of like this Greek chorus sort of thing. Like she doesn't really.
Well, that wasn't an idea so much as it was text. Like.
Well,
yeah, it's just an observation.
The scene that happened.
Well, I mean, and I just seen her on that boat, like it's just like, yeah, no, she jump scares Ava and Hideyoshi.
Yeah.
Basically, there is something going on with her, but she's also like very stereotypical creepy old lady sort of thing. So I am wondering like how that's going to be subverted. Because I'm sure Ryokushi is going to be like, oh yeah, that incredibly suspicious woman who like did that laugh that made you nervous every time she was on screen. Yeah, she's the whole thing. It's just like, no, there's going to be more to it than that.
She's just old.
But
are you proposing we're meant to think of her as the witch?
No, well, we're meant to think. Maybe we are meant to consider her as a possible witch or witch adjacent being.
It feels kind of
not real, but witch adjacent beings.
Well, I mean, Kumasawa. It's funny that you mentioned that because like the stereotypical sort of like Western idea of a witch is probably closer to Kumasawa than anyone else. And
right.
Also there was talk of Santa Claus, and Nanjo fits that bill super. So like. Yeah, I mean, you got a witch and a Santa, and they're fighting each other. That's where they were. But
in all
seriousness,
Maria's the referee, of course.
Yeah. In all seriousness, something I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like there's something weird going on with Kumasawa. There's something weird going on with Nanjo, and I was just thinking about it. Do you think Nanjo? Let's follow the IVF theory through. Like the quote-unquote homunculus, the test tube baby theory. Would Nanjo potentially have something pregnant? To do with that? Yeah. How Nanjo get pregnant? How is Beato formed?
The truth come out as Nanjo is pregnant.
Mistakes into miracles.
It's the reason Rosa doesn't have. I mean, the reason Maria doesn't have a dad is because Rosa telepathically moved the baby to Nanjo.
But like, I'm getting, there's something weird going on there. I know that I had that. I didn't blue text it, but I did have that theory a little while ago that like, it's very possible that Nanjo isn't who he says he is, and same thing with Kumasawa.
I can share my Twilight chat graph that I made that I didn't get to share last time.
But yeah, no, I think you're correct in pointing out people who are missing. It's hard to say what we should and shouldn't pay attention to in stories like this, because really, like, a lot of the time when something is like a lot of attention isn't drawn to something, you have a tendency to just like kind of put it out of sight, out of mind. But like, it's good to like jog our memories with stuff like this. And yeah, I mean, definitely Maria not being shown is interesting. Like, just Maria not being there at all is like, although I think she was implied to be sleeping at this point.
Right.
So I don't know. But I will maintain.
Old people love
true.
to sleep. That's true. I did wonder if, like, I mean, because I know we've seen those montages before the first Twilight in the other 2 episodes, and I thought about going back to check to see if people were missing there, but I couldn't be arsed.
Yeah, we're definitely
maybe
gonna
there's an incredible hint there. Who knows?
We didn't really talk much about it, but yeah, it was confirmed via red text, and Beatrice's like sort of Omega, like, hey, fuck you, battler, idiot, loser, move was 18 people. No more than 18. What were the exact words?
There are no more than 18 humans on this Rokunjima.
So
okay. So when I saw somebody mention in the chat of your stream when that came up that like this is a translation artifact and it can really just, it's like there are no more than 18 people on Rokunjima. But I do distinctly actually remember when I read this 15 years ago, thinking like, okay, so this Rokunjima means this game board. It means the 3rd episode exclusively. Means that episodes 1 and 2, there could be more than 18 humans. And I'm wondering...
Episode 2 did have Beatrice in the VIP room, too.
Yeah. That was an interesting wrinkle. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing I wanted to mention. Rosa... very interested in clothes. That's her profession that she went into. One of the first things she notes when she sees Beatrice is her dress and how like beautiful it is. And she was also very focused on like her clothing when they were climbing, and then she was beating herself up for like, you know, not having clothing. I just fucking realized that's why she had the second fucking outfit. Because the fucking dress got her killed in the first. She's wearing the new dress she can climb in it. She can do shit in it. It won't get caught on like rocks and cause her to fall.
It's Incredibles rules.
Oh yeah. With that, what was her name? I forget her name.
Edna. I was going to say, what if the name was Ava? And then I was going to be like, oh no. But yeah, no, Edna. Edna's the name.
But yeah, the thing I was going to point out is just that like she has a different outfit in that scene, although she also has a different portrait, which is like, that's interesting. Right. But like, I still don't get the
in our thigh high.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think And did you want to talk any more about that, or I did want to say Kumasawa and Nanjo. I had this pet theory that like they were like actually the mother and father to this whole gang, but like I don't think that'll net out. I think that some other than that is going on. I think Kumasawa knows the truth about everything that's happening.
Does she know?
I think of anybody, Kumasawa probably knows, and is maybe even helping because remember, Rosa gave Kumasawa something in the first episode. They said it was tea. Or I think it was like something that she got, but it's heavily implied that Rosa and Kumasawa were up to something, or at least she gave Kumasawa something in the form that seemed to be tea. Anyway, and Nanjo, being the doctor, would probably know about everything that like Kinzo was up to. They are old friends, after all.
You had the theory a few last book club, I think, that Maria might be in on the loop or on the resets or whatever you want to call them, fragments, game boards.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I actually do like the idea that Kumasawa has been here before. Let's call it. I think that would explain some of her vibe if that was the case.
Have we really leaned into the theory that this is all play acting? Like everybody here is just part of a play?
It's come up once or twice, I believe.
They're pranking Battler.
Not pranking, but maybe reenacting.
Like it's a psychodrama playing out for his benefit of like that's based on events that really happened, or this is some sort of more, I don't know, esoteric, if that's even the word. Just not prank, but form of entertainment.
Right.
Let's prank our would-be detective.
What?
A bit like that one movie.
Like that one episode of TNG, I think. I don't know. I didn't see it.
The one with Riker where he's just like on the holodeck.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, okay.
What if this is all inside
What
if this is all inside of a computer simulation? What if this is like on the holodeck?
Dude, what if it's the Matrix? What if it's the Matrix? Sorry.
All right. I think it's time.
I don't know. I don't like the it's all a dream, it's all fake, it's all stuff. I mean, like what you're pointing down, I kind of like understand as like having like a lot of thematic appropriateness, and
it just wouldn't be a fair play mystery, is the thing.
Yeah, I see a poetic logic to it. I just don't particularly. I would be let down if that was the. Because look, I mean, like, look, you have a story, you have themes, you have characterization, you have a bunch of things that you can all appreciate, but core to it is the literal truth of what is happening in the story. And I would be rather let down if the literal truth of what is happening in Umineko was so mundane as, oh, this is a play.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is a core truth to what's happening, but there is an element of the reenacting of it that is a play. Imagine a situation like this. What if you have been thinking, imagine after events on Rokenjima, Battler gets older and he cannot get over what happened on Rokenjima. And he is trying to suss out what happened. He knows what he saw, but he's trying to figure it out from different angles, aka spinning the chessboard. And in order to spin the chessboard on multiple pieces, he has basically written out a bunch of different motivations to figure out how events would play out for different actors and actresses to play. And so he then, it's like a mental
episode. Okay, so like each episode is like Battler viewing the same set of things in like different orientations, different ways.
It's basic. It's not like this could be a variant of my other theory, which is this is all happening inside of Battler's mind. I like that theory a little bit more because it's more. It's not as. I don't want to say goofy because I think it would be pretty fucking sick if at the end of one of these episodes it was like, and cut. Okay, guys. Oh yeah, you did like exactly like the stuff at the end of. I hope this isn't a spoiler, but the character room stuff. Oh, catch you later, Jason. Crankor, like Crankor. Just saw Crankor. Anyway, but like it would be sick, like because Higurashi had the character like room moments at the end of some of the episodes, or some of the I think it were episodes, where it's just like, oh hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was playing that character and I was doing this. What if that element of Higurashi was sort of like expounded upon, and it's like, I'm not gonna lie, the thing that I said before that when we were playing Higurashi, I can't stop thinking about it. And I keep kind of wanting to retrofit it into like what is happening here. So imagine in Battler's mind, like this is kind of a stage play that's happening. Like his way of viewing everything, his way of like sort of logicking out and spinning the chessboard in various different ways. manifests in this story. Basically, I don't know if we have actually seen what happened on Rokkenjima yet. I think that all of these episodes are Battler reacting to something that has already happened, that has, I don't want to say fractured his mind, but like that's kind of what I'm getting at. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, because you're fundamentally saying like, oh, our boy went through a traumatic thing and it's went like, I'm going to write several books on the subject.
Yeah, essentially. Like that's exactly what I'm basically saying. It's like he's writing different like sort of variants of what happened and trying to like understand how things would work from if different characters had certain motivations. It's kind of an extrapolation of the thing that we all do when we interact with people, and we kind of map we have a sort of map of who everybody is in our heads and how they would react to things that we say. And so this is all kind of, not all of it, but a lot of it is like sort of mapped on Battler's like sort of ideas of who the people in his life, I want to say are, but possibly were, because if that's the case, it might be happening after shit has really gone down and gone sideways maybe, but we don't know.
So are you thinking also like that if it's Battler thinking about all of these in different ways, the culprit of each episode is different? Is that what you're implying?
I don't know. I want to say the motivations are there. I just don't know if the means of achieving the goals of each character are there. Certainly different people die in different ways, but I don't know if like, I'm sorry, I'm hung up on the thing where Ava kills people, and because it's very clearly implied that she is trying to get George to be the head, and I think that she would go to very scary lengths to achieve that goal. Especially, I don't think that she would really blink twice oh no, I've got to kill Kraus. Darn. Yeah, I think she'd relish that. And honestly, Queen, you know,
would even become a demon for the sake of her children.
Yeah.
Would she kill Hideyoshi?
Her child, I guess.
Her good old.
Would she kill Hideyoshi? What?
Yeah. Would Ava kill Hideyoshi?
That's been a question since the first episode.
Yes. I think she would. If anyone disagrees,
a
let me know.
Very normal, healthy relationship with her son, I think.
Right. Since we're actually circling around that, I did have a question. I remembered episode 1 the most out of what I played 15 years ago, so I kind of waited until episode 2 to get back to actually start reading again. Did they mention that Ava is physically abusive towards George, and I was physically abusive towards George, and I forgot that part?
I don't
remember any of that.
think so.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
No, I don't think so.
Because
I don't even think George gave her like reason to be physically. George has been nothing but like dare I say a mama's boy.
Yeah, I think.
I guess I parsed what you were you did as like actual truth, because in the chapter 6 stream, when Ava brings up being like a bad mother to George, you did like say just like, oh yeah, no, he's totally cool with you beating the shit out of him.
I think she realizes she's a bad mother in the sense that how controlling she is of George, putting him through.
Yeah, well, that's how I took it too, but it's just like I thought through Bob's commentary, I thought maybe there is a bit.
My commentary should not be taken as red text. I'll tell you that very much.
Oh, okay,
I'll tell you that profusely.
Okay. Just wanted to double check to make sure that I missed something.
Just wanted to double check that I was wrong. No,
No.
I'm fucking around. It's fine. I don't care about being wrong, especially in a story like this. I don't know what I was referencing. I think it was a very specific moment that happened there. Like, also, I think I wasn't talking about George. I think I was talking about Kinzo, because Kinzo was the one who was beating the shit out of her.
Okay.
It is mentioned that Eva at least is strict with him, but like in a way it's like to raise him as the head, but like otherwise.
Exactly. Yeah, I took the text reading it very much to me that just like she was strict with him in the way that this very socially strict, very strict about his academics, very strict about his everything really. And George is a mama's boy. Parentheses derogatory maximally.
That's why you want to date someone that's also.
I hate that
mothers him.
Jan said something that is now making me very interested in George and Ava's relationship.
Oh.
And now
they have
it's
a very
like
normal, healthy relationship.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well,
it's normal.
Well, no, yeah.
No.
Yeah. See, now you're pushing me down that path. You're pushing me down the mountain, and I'm gonna find you're gonna find me dead at the bottom of the fucking mountain with rocks in my skull.
To be honest, I don't think anyone in this family has like a normal, healthy relationship with their parent.
The fact that I'm not thinking about one, but multiple characters of being like, okay, which one of these motherfuckers fuck their kid is now like, fuck, son of a.
I can't believe
what kind of story are we reading?
Look,
so speaking of tumbling down the mountain, Purpley Orange, you had something.
Oh yeah, sorry. Are we
skipping Hempel's Raven?
No. Okay. No, I mean, if we wanted to just so we kind of mostly talked about this at the start of the stream. It's just that I think so. We've gotten like 3 sort of distinct events. One of them was in the opening of the chapter, the prologue, and then the other was the 2 that happened in chapter 6 at the end of the reading. We've sort of talked about them. It's the scene that Beatrice seems to awake from and mention like about her teacher, and then the event with her having the conversation with Kinza, which Renove says yes, this more or less happened in red text. And then finally the scene where she, dies. She meets Rosa and dies. And we've sort of talked about, like, the implications of what it means for, I'm trying to think of the thing that I would be interested in hearing people's thoughts on that we haven't is just sort of one, do we think that like this Beatrice we're seeing or like do we think, because when I was reading this I took the young girl at the start of this that is like seeing the different Beatrice, the Beatrice with the sash and the hat,
Teacheress.
And the Beatrice, Teacheress, and the Kuadorian Beatrice as being the same person. I was interested if like that was what other people were also thinking, and the other thing, it was just like I'm sort of interested in what people are thinking about us seeing this now. Why is this being shown to us now from like the perspective of Ryukishi writing this? Why do you think that this is like the moment he's choosing to deploy this narrative beat?
I've said it before, but I'm really attached to the idea of that. I guess I'll blue text this. I think Battler is running away from the very real possibility that someone he knows in his family caused the death of his mother / his grandparents. And I think that the entire reason that this is being brought to the fore with the whole Beatrice thing is a tactic that Beatrice in the story herself is using to throw in Battler's face. And I think that because this is all setting up, like she wanted to toy with him in this moment. She wanted to play with his idea of the 19th person or 20th, 21st however many other people there could be, because those are all people that he could blame everything that's happening in the story on. He could say, oh, it wasn't my family. It wasn't these people that I've known for years. It's not these people that I'm blood related to. It's someone else. It's some other, it was a pack of wolves, all these other things. But what Beatrice did was create that opportunity to get his hopes up, and then caused him to crash down by saying, actually, red text, fuck you, 18 people. The fucking person that is responsible for doing all of this horrible shit is one of the people in your family that you know. You have to start thinking of these people as suspects. You have to get out of your comfort zone, Battler. You can't keep running away like you did for the past 6 years. You need to face the facts. You need to start looking at these people for who they are, not who you want them to be. And I think that that's why this is happening now. And I think it's I think it's an idea that's, it works in universe, but it's also a fun way of Ryakishi basically like sort of limiting, hey, don't worry about it. There's no more like quote unquote, what was it called? Like the trap door or the magic door, the false door. There's no false door here. No one's slipping in and out. Like there are only 18 people on this island. One of them did it. Figure it out.
No more than.
Yeah. So
this is also kind of connected to what I was going to say.
No more than 18 people, so there could be negative people. That's an interesting reaction to that joke.
Okay.
That was a very interesting reaction.
I was just sort of stunned. I was stunlocked at what you could possibly mean by a negative person, and I wanted more information.
Well, wait, hold on. Actually, I do have a thing. No more than 18 people implies the possibility that it's that there's only 17 people, despite the fact that we think there's 18 people. So if somehow one of the 18 people, if one of the 18 people isn't real, and again, I'm just spitballing here, just, blind firing like bladder. Somehow, if one of those 18 people isn't real, that means that it's possible for there to be a 19th person who is the 18th person.
Am I
all right? Who's secretly dead? Fess up.
Am I correct in assuming no more than 18 would math out to like 18 plus?
Yes, so like it would be 19 or more equal to cannot exist.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So 18,
it's the less than or equal to.
So 18 is a valid number of people that could be on the island.
18 is a valid number of people, and any less than that is also a valid number.
Inclusive.
All right. So
between 0 and 18.
Yeah. So I was tripped up on what Spider-Man was saying about like, so no more than 17. So there could be less. So one person could be dead. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not saying that the cap is 17. You're saying that there could be less than 18 and 17 is less than 18. So one person might be
17 is less than 18. And therefore there could be 18 people because there's a 19th person who is the 18th person because there's only 17 people.
I mean, we have 5 pieces of furniture.
And ICAT was saying that as a joke. No, I get where you're coming from. Like, it could be the case that like, no more than 18 people. So what constitutes a person? It is
living human being.
So is there a possibility that one of the people that we're seeing is a figment of someone else's imagination? Because we do see a character, Ava's younger self. She doesn't count as a person, yeah? So does it logic out that one of the people here might not be alive or like there? They could be a figment of another person's imagination, leading then to have another person maybe another. Is it possible that Beatrice had a twin?
It does stand to reason.
Because a lot of the time with I believe it's with IVF twins occur. So like I'm just using this. I'm following what you're. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm running with it. I'm sprinting with it.
Go, man, go.
What if like there was another person tailing. What if that long like look in the distance from Beatrice's angle when she was talking to young Rosa in the garden? What if she was looking at someone and that someone was another person, like either a servant or maybe even a twin sister, and they basically communicate without words that like, hey, follow, like let's do this, let's try and get out of here. And so this maybe shy version or a shy someone follows them in the forest, follows them through the forest. Beatrice dies, Rosa runs off, and then maybe let's just say Ronove. It's Ronove because that kind of makes sense. That kind of logics out. Ronove is there, sees what happens, goes back. Ronove is still alive. Beatrice isn't. There's another person on the island that might not be alive as well, or is potentially not who they say they are. And so that means that there are 17 because they're not there. There are 2 characters who are actually 1, but then you also leave room for like Beatrice or Ronove to be there as well. I think that's where you're going with that.
So, okay, so just to clarify, you're talking about like somebody we might think that they're alive, but actually they're not, so they don't count in that same way.
Right. I think that Beatrice is a prime example of that because we've gotten a lot of like, I don't think, personally, that fits my theory because Beatrice, like we see her, but I think that she is Rosa. Every time we see Beatrice, a perfect example, episode 2, in the church, you see it cuts from Beatrice to all the other members of all the was it Rudolph, Kyrie, siblings. All the siblings and their spouses. And then it goes to Rosa. Rosa in that scene, I think she was basically in the sunken place in Beatrice's mind. I think that much like Ava saw her younger self in that scene that we just saw in episode 3, chapter 6, we also see in episode 2, we see in that scene where Beatrice is getting everybody to accept her as a witch. That I don't think Rosa was there. I think that 2 people there were actually 1.
So would the end of episode 2 be self-harm then?
End of episode 2.
With the Purgatorio.
Yeah, I'm curious how this works. If like, is it a
who among us has not been tortured by their alternate self?
Is it okay? This is gonna sound dumb, much like everything else I've been saying.
Is it
a DID situation where it's like, or is it a I hate. Is it a Danganronpa situation of genocide Jack / Jill, where it's like, do they share memory? Do they not?
So you're talking about like DID in both cases, really?
Yeah, basically.
So I think if we want to approach it more broadly, you could just talk about like fractured identity and dissociative elements of the self.
Right, because I don't necessarily know
a specific thing.
Yeah, the idea is very prescriptive as well, so it doesn't really lend itself to a conversation like this. So yeah, that's a better way of talking about it. Thank you, Jan. The idea that like, because it's the same thing with Ava. You know, Ava's doing that, and she doesn't like. She just has a version of herself that she sees in her mind that speaks to her and wants her to do things. But really, that's just like, isn't that just like kind of a ego / id situation? Isn't that just like the sort of like deeper like will? Because there's also been a talk about what is magic in terms of like how. Rusty, did you want to say something? You have your hand up.
No, that was in response to something else.
Oh, sorry. Did you say what you wanted to say?
I have my push to talk on my shift key, and I've been using it to write some.
Oh no! I just wanted to make sure that when you put your hand up, that you got out what you wanted to say.
It's all good, yeah.
Because I've been kind of rambling. I don't want to talk over people. But like, yeah, like so. There's been talk about how magic sort of represents will. Like if you have a very big like, it's kind of like Do you guys watch this anime called My Hero Academia? Do you remember when at the end when All Might is about to die and then he gets saved, and the way that I don't know why I'm talking like that. At the end, he gets saved because of there's a big push, this will, this like wish, prayer, whatever you want to call it, this desperate need for an outcome to be a thing that you desire. And I think that what's that?
Like Dragon Ball?
Yeah, exactly like Dragon Ball. So imagine Kinzo got the Dragon Balls, right? And so imagine that he wished for a situation where he could reveal to his family that he's a giant piece of shit while also saving as much face as possible because he's a giant piece of shit. I think that's what's happening here. Complete with next time on Dragon Ball Z. Anyway, so
effectively not so much like actually atoning, but clearing his guilt.
Yeah, in a way that sucks because he sucks. It's almost antithetical to the father in Silent Hill F. I won't go into specifics because of spoilers, but I'm seeing a lot of similarities. Except the father in Silent Hill F is a little bit more. I think Rikishi does a really good job letting you come to your own ideas of whether he can be forgiven or not. I think that's actually part of the story. Not being prescriptive in that way and saying yes or no to that question, you know?
I'm just losing it at the idea that he like makes this grand reveal and then he's like, well, I'm done, and then dies.
Yeah, because he's a... Okay. I think Kinzo is a coward. And I'm just going to leave it. Blue text, Kinzo is a fucking coward.
Agreed.
So
the previous episode, we were talking about Shannon getting to her alternate wind condition. Maybe Kinzo has his alternate wind condition, which ends in his death or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that to him is how he atones. I think that he doesn't actually I don't think that he regrets what he did. He just, well, maybe I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to lock that down, but yeah, I think he's a coward no matter what. I think the way that he's going about this is very roundabout. Even if he's trying to help his family get past like this generational trauma that he has inflicted, I think he's doing it in the most messy, stupid, prone to fault way that he possibly could be. Either that or he's so rich that he's hired a fuck ton of actors to like get his family to watch this fucked up like simulation of what happened. That'd be fucking weird. Anyway,
Connect the key, Rokenjim.
Yeah, exactly.
And so be like, don't be mad at me. My final message, goodbye.
Dear Beatrice, you made me happy. Anyway, that's for Silent Hill 2 fans out there. So yeah, I've been talking too long. Did I get across what I was going for? All right.
Yeah. Interesting theory.
I believe so. We're also hitting 2 hours 45 minutes, and I've yet to do my lecture.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, y'all ready for class time?
Y'all ready for this?
So, just a note that was important to me to really kind of go over, because Ryukishi likes to invoke certain things as, I guess, like semantic weapons or literary weapons like this. I don't think that the way Hempel's Raven was explained is going to be very easily parsable in terms of how it's actually being applied here. So supposedly it was actually proposed by Carl Gustav Hempel as to illustrate the contradiction between inductive logic and intuition. This is what I've read. In a similar way that Schrodinger's cat box was kind of a representation of how absurd these abstract theories can be when applied to a more literal situation. So like looking at it as it is, it does kind of form a paradox, but if you want it to actually be invoked as a logical weapon in this case, you kind of have to take it apart a little bit more, because it's being presented as like, if it's not black, then it's not a raven. And it's like, okay, yeah, that does present on the face of it some very silly logic. But if you want to actually use it in a meaningful way here, you have to then actually treat it as we're looking at multiple categories at the same time. A bird can, you have to accept multiple things as the base premise before going in. First, a bird can either be black or not black, and a bird can either be a raven or not a raven. And I suppose you also have to accept that you're talking about birds in general, because I think green apples are used as an example of like, well, this is an apple and it's green, so it's not black, therefore ravens must be black, as an example of how ridiculous it can be. But looking at it actually in a way that needs to make sense, you have to treat those as like, okay, these are mutually exclusive if you want this to work.
Yeah, we can't take into account like evolution here, like that there are situations where a raven could be a half step between, or a transitory, like.
Yeah. So you have to accept that the categories for comparison are mutually exclusive, that there's actually more than just you're looking at kind of like a 2x2 grid, actually, as opposed to like a binary. So it's either black or not black, and raven or not raven.
I got the feeling from this that it was a mathematical proof that was being represented in like a literal way that just doesn't work.
Yeah, a similar way that I wrote it down is like basically x and 2x plus 1, they cannot have the same outcome. And if if those are the only parts of the equation and the known result is 7, then the first part, just x by itself, and 2x plus 1, they have to be mutually exclusive. So that's if x is 2, then 2x plus 1 cannot be 2. So you're looking at it must be mutually exclusive, and it must totally account for the result. And obviously, if it turns out to be just not true, then you've somehow in the first steps had a mistaken premise. So if we want to apply it here to Umineko, the assumptions we're working with are a person must either be the 19th person or not the 19th person, as we're talking about with the 2 boxes of the whole family in the 19th. So they must be either the 19th or not the 19th. And a person must either be the culprit or not the culprit, mutually exclusive. So if it is definitively concluded with accurate conditions that a person who is the 19th person is also not the culprit, it must be assumed someone who is, quote unquote, not the 19th person must be the culprit. I have it written down if you want to look at it in text form. I'm sorry if that still sounds confusing.
No, it makes perfect sense.
It's one of those like logic puzzles where you like cross like this person is taller than this, and this guy is born on this day, and this Eric is older than Randy, and Randy is born on April, and Sue is born in, it's one of those where you have your grid and you're marking stuff off, you're excluding, you're marking as, okay, this is given as a definite. So therefore it's like, if you're excluding it, you're left with the result.
It's a way
of course you have to assume that your conclusions are accurate first.
It's a way of inverting the proof that you've proven. If you can prove for a fact that one of the 18 people is not the culprit, then the 19th plus person, whoever those are, have to be the culprit. Which I will posit, much like George and Shannon, very possibly, I'm praying and hoping, is Ryakishi fucking with us. It's Ryakishi giving us a false premise, because think about this in terms of the way that it's being presented. A person must either be the culprit or not the culprit. This presupposes one person is doing everything. When we have had ideas this entire time, there can be more than one person doing this shit. You can have one person angling at not just accomplices. People, you're totally right. There could be accomplices, yes. But in addition to that, there could be people here who have their own motivations for doing what they're doing. You can have Ava trying to basically wipe out everybody who has a claim before George. You can have Kraus trying to get the money for him and his while trying to nuke everybody else. You can have someone like Kyrie who has an idea about someone and might be trying to get to get them out of the picture by deductive logic, but then she is in that way kind of feeding into the murders that are happening. That's a bad example because I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Kyrie doesn't. Kyrie, I don't know. She also, I don't know. Maybe I'll put a pin in that. But like, what I'm trying to say is like, I think this is much like George and Shannon being presented as this beautiful, wholesome couple who, oh, everything's fine, don't worry about it. This is beautiful. When secretly George is like banging his mom or some shit. Like, this is the fucked up shit that I think that Rikishi is providing a pathway for you to walk on, and you're gonna go halfway out, and then that dude is gonna drop the fucking legs, the platform out from under you, and you are gonna fall down a fucking cliff and find yourself dead at the bottom of it, like our girl. Rest in peace, Beatrice. So, you're welcome.
Yeah, and of course it is important to, if we're looking at, who's the nth person, that begs into question, what is a person? As you mentioned before, I believe it was Mel that was wondering about what the role of furniture plays into all of this, because they keep saying stuff about humans and humanity.
Yeah.
I had that as like a thought of like, I thought it as almost as I was gonna say it as a joke, and then I thought it was like, wait a minute, they do take it pretty seriously, the furniture thing. So maybe
they do. Our boy Cannon.
So
takes
if we take that to be the case, that means that
to a fault.
Cannon, Shannon, and Genji, if they're furniture and not human, that means there's room for like 3 other people we don't know about.
Yeah, you can absolutely interpret it that way. And if that's the case, I mean, how much furniture is here? Because that would definitely say something about how many people were at that party at the end of episode 2. Like, obviously I don't believe the whole demon thing. I think that was I think that our boy Battler was high off of whatever's in that fucking tea and some fucking good old hooch, and he was fucked up. But I think that what he was seeing was based on something. And also at this point, that's saying that there are people here at this point. I think it's also very possible when that happened. Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. Is it possible that the area around Rokkenjima do not like the Ushiromiya family? Like, how many people are these people have debts. These people aren't like, you can have a bunch of people vying for power. You can have like power grabs, which has already been proven in what was his name? Ava's husband.
Rudolph. Oh no, Hideyoshi.
Hideyoshi.
I heard Ava and my brain.
Okay, Kinzo. With Kinzo logged on. Jesus Christ.
My brain heard Ava and thought Kyrie for some reason.
Yeah, Hideyoshi has already talked about like hostile takeovers happening. Like, is it possible that there are more, like, that a bunch of people don't want these people in the picture? Is it possible that a lot of people would benefit from them going away, and that them going to a family, like Rudolph openly talked about going on this trip?
It was stated in episode 2 that they are celebrities in the area. They're very well known.
And every time I see those girls,
is fucking sick of them.
yeah, exactly. Like, and every time I see those girls, I'm thinking like, fucking, not Shannon. What's her name? Jessica. I don't know why I keep forgetting her name. Jessica's friends at her school. Is it possible, like there's something really fucked up going on, and like, is the town trying to like get rid of him or something? I don't know.
They do share the same name as the girls in Silent Hill F.
It's true. So anyway, that's me overthinking. But yeah, like, there's so many, there are a lot of things that could be going on. I'm glad that it's getting limited. I'm glad that we're getting more and more, and I don't know if we're being fucked with, but this Beatrice stuff seems legit, to the point where, yeah, man, I don't...
Well, we at least definitely know that there is 19 people on the island.
I'm waiting for someone to call you out. I'm tired of calling you.
I noticed it. It's just what's the point at this point?
ICAT has fully embraced just their
Jester
role
fucker mentality
as being a jester fucker.
Spider-Man's popping out. We're hitting 3 hours now.
Yeah, let's
Bob
go ahead and
only,
call it. Huh?
What do you tell me one thing you think's going to happen in this episode?
In this episode, I think the prediction that I made earlier is going to come true, which is that I think that each episode has been ramping up. Like, hey, you thought it was that? Like, well, not each episode. I guess episode 2 played with the idea. It directly called out. Yeah, the corpse. Beatrice is like, yeah, I left the corpses last time without faces, and you were probably thinking like, oh, you could have swapped the bodies or something. So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to kill them out in the open. And prediction: people are going to die. That's prediction 1. Prediction 2: they're going to die in a different way than episode 1 and 2. And prediction 3: I think the wrinkle that we're going to get this time is that, I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm just going to lock down. I'm going to lock in on this. I think that the phone line won't be cut this time. I think that we might get some like actual like outside like influence on the island. I think that they might be able to reach that boat captain with the speedboat who made fucking Balor vomit and shit. Get him to go and get some help and introduce a couple more characters. I'm gonna kind of lock in on that. It seems like a very like I'm mapping it to how the kind of Higurashi flowed, and there's a moment in that. Go ahead.
Is there one we know about that isn't already there?
Yeah. Battler's sister. We got some mentions between Kraus and Natsuhi about some like important people talking. They're all the people from Jessica's school. Yeah, the parent teacher like association. Like I think the group that Jessica was involved with. I don't know what they would fucking do, but I don't know. Maybe even were there any cops mentioned? Does Kyrie have? I'm still locked in on the idea. Yeah, the PTA, PTA or a homos association are definitely like in the running for the people who are behind all this. Kyrie. Do we think she's a cop?
She just
keep coming back to that, man.
Yeah, she's not a cop.
Detective or anything?
She has to tell
Well, I mean, look at that armband.
Like something weird's going on there.
This hot.
They're giggling, but I'm not gonna pay attention to the giggles anymore. That used to make me feel some kind of way. I fully give up caring about that. I think Kyrie is a cop. That's her name, right? I keep confusing her with the fucking girl from Danganronpa.
Yeah, it's Kyrie.
That's the greatest insult you could throw at any character.
Yeah, agreed. Incredibly rude to my girl.
Well, maybe not a cop. Maybe a detective. Maybe a detective. She's the
cab include Kyrie, who she wrote me up.
She's the what is it? What was the thing in Danganronpa? The ultimate detective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, too competent for a cop. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking she's probably independent. She was formerly with them, and now she's like on her own, right? Who did she work for?
She didn't work for. She was just Rudolph's business partner, man.
I think she's just.
She worked for Rudolph, and now she's married to him.
I love corporate espionage.
Is that it?
Yes. That's what it was. That's what's been stated.
It's just like she has such a knack for spinning the chessboard. It's weird to me, but she could just be really fucking good at that aspect of her job.
Well, God forbid a woman just be smart.
Well, as previously insinuated, I'm sexist as fuck. So yeah, okay, I admit it. You got me. Ryakishi called me out.
Oh, the doctor was the mother, and that surprised you, did it?
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the biggest twist of all time.
That's proof of non-Joe Empreg.
I'm gonna just pretend you didn't say that. Anyway, is there rule 34 of that? Hey.
No, it's usually more prominent characters in the story.
That'd be rule 63 anyway.
69. So yeah, the characters that we haven't seen, I guess Boat Guy, we could see him come back. He might even get a sprite. That'd be fucking weird. Battler's sister. Who else? Maybe some of the people from like, oh, maybe I'm totally fucking wrong about fucking Rosa, like Maria's dad. What if the dad is actually like, what if they can call him and then he comes over?
I've been off screen the entire time. How are you doing, my daughter Maria?
Hey,
with the rescue.
Hey, you never know.
You came back from the store.
I was just out buying cigarettes, like I said, honey.
And then he wins the Super Bowl.
Plot twist: Maria's dad.
It's me, Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah, Torgo makes a really good point.
Cigarettes is really rare.
Anyone who has a problem with Kyrie being a cop, fucking think about a very similar person in Higurashi. Hey, anyway.
I don't think he's a bastard? Bro's a bastard.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I like Oishi, but I know he's like a bad guy.
No. I'm not even talking about Oishi.
Oh, Akasaka.
Hey man, they're all bastards on some level.
Yeah, the one who
helpful sometimes.
Oh, you got okay. Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. I literally forgot. I'm just thinking about Oishi all the time.
Yeah. No,
I mean, who isn't that body?
He got that motherfucking AC.
I'm literally always thinking about that post where it's like, I thought this was a beautiful butch woman, and it's Oishi.
There's still time.
There is still time.
It's never too late.
Oh man, I love the
Never
ending
too
of
late.
love the ending of I Saw the TV Glow.
Exactly.
And the final hour of discussion,
the
which character after transitioning would fix the entire story?
Battler? I think Battler.
I'm going to bed. Good night, all.
All right, with that.
A plus. Can't wait to listen
One
to
last
this
question,
over.
Bob. Do you have any predictions on who's going to be the first to die? That first Twilight and all.
Oh, the first 5, 6, 5,
6.
6.
Yeah.
Good track of this.
Yeah, good thinking music. Well, I guess if we're using the previous episodes as like any indication, I would say probably, Rudolph seems to be getting got more than most. Kyrie probably because Kyrie is good at her job. I think everybody there knows that she's a threat. I think it would be interesting if she didn't, though. I think it'd be interesting. It's a question of like, do you think this episode is the murders here are going to subvert expectations, or if they're saving that for like episode 4, or if they're even going to do that at all? Because I think an interesting way of subverting it would be, instead of having the adults getting killed, having the children getting killed, and having the adults reacting to all of the progeny getting fucking wiped out. I think that would be interesting.
Oh no, my progeny!
Yeah,
my progeny.
Or maybe even like how people would react if all of the furniture were to get wasted. Like GTA.
Man, I hate when furniture get wrong.
They die instantly because they can't feed themselves.
Furniture all locking themselves up in Kinzo's room, drinking his evil drink, getting wasted.
My Ottoman
the
guns
Grim Reaper
my
coming in.
Cabinet again. I swear to God.
The fucking GTA text appears on screen.
Yeah, no, wasted. Yeah. Okay, so for serious,
You said Rudolph,
prediction.
Kyrie.
Rudolph,
Give me
Kyrie.
4 more.
I think all of the adults except, all of the okay, Rudolph, Kyrie. I think this one's Ava focused, so I'm gonna say Hideyoshi's going to stay alive. Ava's gonna stay alive. I think it's gonna be pretty comparable to, the first episode, with the exception that maybe, Actually, no. I think it's going to be pretty close to that. Maybe Hideyoshi dies, but I'm thinking Rudolph, Kyrie. I don't think it would be very interesting if Rosa dies. It'd be very interesting if Rosa dies. I don't think she's going to die. So let's do Rudolph, Kyrie, Kraus, Natsuhi.
That's 4.
Kinzo? No.
Kinzo comes out of his room to have a discussion with people.
No, that wouldn't make sense because he's locked in his room. So why would he do that? Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, if Ava's doing it, who's a threat for Ava? Like who threatens? Shannon. Shannon and
Cannon.
Maybe. I can
Genji?
only really
Maybe
lock
Genji?
down on 5.
Dota?
Oh yeah,
They're not really a
Genji,
threat.
because, Genji serves Kinzo more than the other family members.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll lock in on that. Okay. So Rudolph, Kyrie, Shannon,
I mean, it makes sense by the logic of like if she's just killing all the servants with the golden wing on them.
True. Natsuhi, Kraus. And who was it? Genji or
Genji.
Genji, yeah.
That would be the 6th, yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's
Rudolph,
lock in on
Kyrie,
those.
Natsuhi, Kraus, and Genji.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for sharing.
I'm
I
excited.
just wanted to have an idea.
All right.
We're probably going to get to that soon.
Oh,
Now, what
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of penance?
It should be the next scene. Well, very close to the next scene. What's that?
I was just saying, what kind of penance will you perform if you're wrong?
I don't know. You guys think of one.
Dress up like George.
Come up with a punishment game.
Stool! Stool!
I'll renounce my sexist ideals.
You'll regret your words and deeds.
Yeah!
Mhm.
I don't know, I wanted the footstool more.
Have to come back with an essay on the oppression of women.
I will come back
sorry.
wearing Beatrice's dress. That'd be just sick. I would love to have that dress.
I want Beatrice's dress for
Yeah,
real.
exactly. I could
All
sell
right,
that
I
for
think
good
that's
money.
good
All
for
right.
tonight. We're at 3:07.
Yeah. And don't hesitate to ask me any more questions. We'll do more predictions. I like predicting. It's fun. Anyways, all right. I'm sorry,
have
women.
I'm sorry, women.
You'll wear
Good
you'll wear
night.
the I'm sorry women
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah. I'm sorry, women hat. Yes. I will get the hat and I will wear. Okay, we'll lock in on that. If I am wrong, I will get that hat and I will wear it. All right, y'all.
Brilliant. All right. See you next time, Bob.
See you next time.
Bye.
And I'm so sorry, Beatrice. You deserved so much better than what
Sorry,
you got.
Vito.
Congratulations.
Beto.
Bye, Vaughn.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.